What up, Guardians? It's Dog Meat. I'm back again. I'm here to break down the Titan. I figured I'd give my Titan some love, you know? So, hey, this is what my Titan looks like. And what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to break down the subclass for PvP, and I'm going to basically talk about the armor and some of the attributes and all that. And it should be a short, quick video. I did one for the Voidwalker, but I think I'm going to kind of scrap that one because it's trash. I ended up like telling mostly a story during this. So I'm not going to do that so much here. Basically, I'm going to break down subclass real quick, and then I'll show you the different armor that I use. Okay, so basically when I'm running, and right now, in my opinion, this is like one of the stronger subclasses that you can run in the Crucible right now. Because these guys have, max armor, and they actually made them more agile, I think, in the update and everything. And people have learned to do things like Titan skating and stuff like that. Okay, so this is your striker subclass tree. What I use and everything like that is lightning grenades. And sure, if you stick these to the surface in front of an enemy, they could shoot them down and all that. But that's time consuming. Unless their aim's like spot on, they're kind of... it's not that easy to shoot them down, basically. But these things, basically what they'll do is they'll send out a pulse of lightning and all that within a radius, and you can get a lot of people off of that. For the Titan skating, you want increased control. And anybody who doesn't know what that is basically that's when you start your lift and all that, and as you feel yourself start to kind of, well, not feel, but as you notice you're starting to lose, altitude, you basically hit your A button again and you keep on moving. I'll use Aftermath. Some people use Shockwave, but Shockwave, unless they're like right in front of you, and these days in the Crucible with the skill-based matchmaking, it's not really that effective because most people, once they see a Titan coming in, everybody kind of scatters. But the Aftermath, I gotten a lot of collaterals off of. Now this, everybody will use this just basically for the cooldown and all that, and that's great. When and if you do land your Storm Fist, because as far as I'm concerned, the Titans still have the T-Rex arms. I prefer this. This is basically is going to give you more damage like around the area. So if you have guys that are weak enough and everything, and you actually hit a person with your Storm Fist, it should kill the other guy as well. Amplifies so pretty good. But I'm going to show you my armor build up. I'm going to show you why I don't really go after these two too much. Now, basically, I talked before, your Striker Titan has the most highest armor that you can put. And that's the way that this subclass is most effective in PvP and everything. It's just the more max armor that you can do, the more unstoppable you are. Which comes to this next attribute right here. I'm a big shoulder charger. I know there's probably like a lot of you guys that probably think I'm a dick because I like shoulder charging. But... hey, it's a tool. Warlocks have their fire bolts, Titans have their shoulder charges. So anyways, this one perk right here, you can read and see what it says, and it comes in handy. Basically, when you hit somebody with a shoulder charge, whatever health you lost, you'll gain back, when you land the kill. And of course, we talked about the infamous shoulder charge. This Titan is very, very effective in everything. I highly recommend you running it, just to give it a shot, especially after the update. So briefly, real quick, before I go into the armor and all that, my channel's more geared for PvE players kind of dipping in the PvP pool. Why PvP, you ask? Well, because unfortunately, Bungie did not give us a campaign to back as much as, they did with the Halo franchise. Those Halo franchises, I could play those campaigns over and over again. And as you notice, the more and more quests that you have and everything, the more and more they really try to push everybody towards PvP. It's even affecting the PvE weapons changes. So my thing is for an experience that you want in Destiny and everything like that, that's not going to be mundane, I recommend the Crucible. At least running around and playing a few games in there and all that. So with that being said, I'm going to go into the armor. Now, this is something that I've always done. If you guys look at my Crucible Basics video, it's a long one and all that, and I'm really going to try and keep this one short and to the point. I talked about leveling out all these attributes. And this is funny because like now everybody's paying attention to these. And I was paying attention to these well before like, everybody started jumping on the bandwagon. In fact, I'm going to say this term and it gives me douche chills every time I say it. Because I'm not really like hip to any of the terms that the community uses, like the wombo combo. I hate that one. But this next term really gives me douche chills and all that. And basically you have what the Crucible radio guys have coined a term, tier 12 and all. And I think it's stupid in my opinion. That's just me and everything like that. But basically what they're talking about is where you have all of these filled out to where they're almost maxed out. And they call it tier 12 because it's 4x4x4 and all that. So I'm not a big fan of the Crucible radio guys. You can catch them on Planet Destiny and all that. My thing is if you want to be a, if you want to play like a dirty Call of Duty player and all that, then those are definitely the guys to listen to. But I don't really play like that, and I don't care for that type of play style. Okay, so I talked before and everything, and I talked about maxing out your armor and all this on a striker. The striker subclass is very effective once you have that armor raised up. And what that will allow you to do is to take more damage and all that. Now, sure, the recovery is going to take a little bit longer, but usually by that time, you'll see in some of my videos that you're making your escape. You're getting out of there. We already talked about everybody in the community should know as far as what all these do. Intellect, your super, discipline, your grenades, and strength. I think has a lot to do with not only your melee, but as far as like some of the jumping capabilities and some of the other stuff. Now, in this case, on the Striker Titan shoulder charge. These are the pieces of armor I use and everything like that. Basically, I go with Helm of Innermost Light, and what that does is it gives you an exotic perk which automatically grants you death from above. That gives you that Superman thing. That's where you can see, like, sometimes when I'm in my video, especially my latest one, where, I'm flying off to the side, and then all of a sudden I'll point down, I'll point my reticle down on somebody and then, go flying in and get them with a fist of panic. Ideally, I like to get weapons that have the load, that basically loadout I'm using, be it pulse rifles or whatever. I'm not a big fusion rifle guy. This is just more for all that. But I'm going to do a separate video on weapons and everything, what kind of are effective right now and all this, especially after the changes. But like I said, when I put the armor together and everything, I'm making sure that I'm evening these out. That tier 12 crap that these guys are talking about is ideal, but the main thing is you want to find out what your play style is. If you're more of a super guy, if you're more of a grenade guy and all this. But as you progress, I'll show in my hunter video and everything, you want these attributes to be good. I have an awesome helmet on my hunter and all that I'll show you guys. But continuing on, I'm going to do the armor, and then I'll end it on this Striker Titan and everything. Ideally, I would like the loader to be with whatever weapon I'm using, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And to be honest, like stuff like hand cannons and stuff, it doesn't make that much of a difference. What I'll do is the stuff as far as like the ammo, I'll use the different ammos that I'm pretty much using. Since they've done the update and the special ammos like really took a hit pretty hard, I go for special ammo, like whatever I'm using. I play more aggressive on my Striker Titan, so I usually run like a shotgun and all that. I don't care for the fusion rifles because I don't care for the pre-charging and waiting and all this other stuff for that it takes to do that. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to what you're running. If you're running like I'm running an arc base class that I want solar recovery from, the Sun Singers or the Hammer Titans and all that I should run in there. Now, since my map is going to dictate whatever I run, be it shotgun or sniper, I make sure that I at least have one of these with the appropriate ammo that I'm going to use. And I keep it like this. And I have this on my Titan, and I have it on my Warlock. Unfortunately, my Hunter does not have the boots for that, because for me, my secondary that I'm using all the time is either a sniper or a shotgun. And it's just going to dictate that. As far as like your heavy goes and all that, these days, you're probably safe bet, being a PvE guy, if you're dipping into PvP, is a rocket launcher. You pretty much just point and shoot, a few of my videos and clips and all that, you'll see that I like hip fire a lot of times. And the only reason for that is because by the time you aim down sights with a rocket launcher and everything, they're either on top of you with other heavy, or they're other players are on top of you and you're getting outnumbered, or they close the gap. One of the dirty things they could do is close a gap on you, so when you do fire the rocket, it ends up taking you out. So there you go. That's your Striker Titan. As far as the artifact goes, as you notice, all these have PvE attributes to them. So your artifact doesn't matter. The only thing that it's going to matter for with your ghost and your artifact, and I'm always changing these around to supplement this. Because like I said, I want to keep all of these even and match them up. And one thing that I usually do is I like to run with the whatever class item is going to give me Crucible reputation. Sometimes that may not happen. Like I'm saying before, and I'll say it again. Even though the armor looks beautiful and all that, a lot of times it may be detrimental to your actual gameplay. So just keep in mind, level these up, make sure that they're even, and I suggest this as somebody starting off in the Crucible. That way it gives you the same advantage and same playing field that everybody else has. Currently leveling a character on PS4, and all of this is so mismatched because, basically I'm borrowing and stealing to get whatever I can. So before I bounce out of here and everything, I'm going to show this. And like I said, I'll do a weapons video later. This thing is a nail driver. This is really cool. I got this from the Crucible package and all this, and basically I'm loving this. If you could get one of these, because this is one of the pulse rifles that they supposedly buffed after the update, but this one does really, really well and everything. And as you can see, the different rolls, like I'll use a quick draw for the draw, and then the counterbalance, and then of course small bore and glass half full. But I want to show that because I got most of my weapons on my Warlock Chica, so when I do the weapons video and all that, then I could give that an honorable mention, and at least you've been exposed to it. But anyways, this dog meat, I'm signing out, and I'll move on to my hunter. Until next time.